I said, Kendrick is saying a prayer before he this guy. He is going to demolish him, and he knows that the world may not be ready. Believe me, y'all, I understand the ramifications of being an ageless hip-hop fan. I've heard it from everybody, every which way but loose, but y'all can't get rid of me. Let's talk about a seasoned hip-hop fan's first reaction to Kendrick Lamar's Euphoria in Rap Beef 2024. So we all know the outcome. Spoiler alert, Kendrick Lamar won this rap beef. He did a worldwide GNX tour to celebrate this win. But nothing can replace the feeling I felt during this rap beef. So one morning about 5:30, before I even went to the hospital, I got a text message from my daughter. And this text message just said, "Thank me later." And when I clicked on the message on a random Tuesday, it was Euphoria. And I could not get dressed. I couldn't get dressed. I had listened to Euphoria about 15 times between the time I got the text message and the time I got to the hospital. And talk about rush through, looking through those charts and seeing my patients, because I wanted to hear it again. I put on my AirPods and I did all of my charts. I listened to Euphoria, I know myself 100 times that day. I couldn't wait to get home from the hospital. The first place I went was to Screwface John, because more than I love listening to Euphoria, I loved watching and listening to other people listen to Euphoria. That's better than listening to Euphoria. I text my girlfriend, who is my twin, also an ageless hip-hop fan, like, did you see this? She had not. I'm like, listen to this and call me back. We were on cloud nine, because not only did we know at that point it was about to be a massacre, everybody knew it but the Drake fans. The only thing we were unsure of is whether or not Drake's clout and his pull would be able to surpass this lethal lashing that Kendrick Lamar had just laid out for him. 6 minutes of Euphoria. And we were already now feeling like we were at the prize boxing fight of the century. And I felt like I was sitting front seat. Courtesy of Crew, Jay Black, No Life Shaq, Dia, I think is his name. And then there was I Am Dante. Oh my God, these reactors gave me life. I listened to every single one of them over and over again. Then back to social media, and in comes the naysayers. The academics of it all is not enough. The Mace and Cameron shade was ridiculous. And poor old Gilly, he can't get enough of Drake. Poor old Gilly, there's no hope for him. And then hip-hop legends started coming out talking about some it's not enough. This was a Pulitzer Prize winning rapper. It was just a matter of time. The only people that stood 10 toes down was Charlemagne, Joe Budden. I felt like the Drake machine had bought out a lot of YouTube hip-hop commentary, and it was going to be a force to hear a clear, unbiased voice in this battle. Later on in the week, everybody's getting anxious, waiting for Drake, and everybody's saying he's going to drop Friday night. So I'm waiting around Thursday, and I'm nervous. Because I'm feeling like Kendrick's one of my own right now. And I'm knowing we need this win for the culture. I felt like if we didn't win this one, if Kendrick didn't hit this ball out the park, that hip-hop would be doomed forever. We would be set back 100 years, and we would be resorted to having to listen to rapidy rap, club shake your booty, black girl pick me songs for the rest of our lives. No substance, and I knew it was all riding on Kendrick's back. I could imagine what it felt like to be Kendrick, because if he had all of this riding on his back, just imagine how he felt if I was feeling this way. And then early Friday morning, 6:16 in LA. I'm still on hospital service. I'm going to work, and now I got 2 songs in the chamber. I got Euphoria and 6:16 in LA. And I said to myself, I said, Kendrick is saying a prayer before he this guy. He is going to demolish him, and he knows that the world may not be ready. I kid you not. This may sound overly simplified, but I got on my knees and I said a prayer before I went to that hospital. I said, Lord, cover Kendrick Lamar, cover hip hop, cover its people, and rescue hip hop from the demons who would love to whitewash hip hop and take it over like they have done country music and rock. I said that prayer. I had 2 songs in the chamber. And I'm at work. All of my physician colleagues and MP colleagues, we discussing the battle at work like this is the battle of Armageddon. And remember, there is not one population that hip hop has not touched. And by the end of the day, I think everyone knew it was make or break. Kendrick was ahead, but everybody was expecting Drake to drop Friday night and to drop a banger. I don't know if the other Kendrick fans were as nervous as I was. I had every bit of faith in him, but this mother in me still worried that he may not make it. And that little, I knew I had to go back to work Saturday morning, but I was up checking social media, back and forth on X, back to Instagram. I'm waiting to see who's dropping next, and I anticipated that Drake would drop something. I knew they were all gonna glaze it, no matter what it sounded like. So I had already braced myself for my conversations at work on Saturday morning. But y'all, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Because let me tell you about the massacre on Saturday night. Woo! Boom! I turned over about 11:30, and around 12-ish, 11:30, bam, I'm seeing that Drake just dropped. Oh my goodness. And I'm not even listening to it. I'm just listening to what people are saying, and I'm scrolling my social media trying to see what they're saying. And before I could build up my nerve, I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and listen to it. And before I could even listen to Family Matters, boom! I got a notification from Kendrick Lamar. Meet the Grams was a massacre. Oh my goodness! Boom! And the first thing I heard was mustard on the beat, ho. Hit that like and subscribe button. You know we still in this. And I sat straight up in my bed. It was like heaven had just rained down roses and silver coins. I said to myself, this is a victory lap. Mustard on the beat, ho. D-vote in a rap, nigga. It's a free throw. Ow! And this was my favorite part. Because you know, I'm a healthcare provider. I'm a nurse practitioner. And down, call an ambulance. So free, bro. I was done. It was over for me. I didn't care what anybody said at that point. It was over. This man had been demolished. There was nowhere to go, nowhere to run. And before I could blink my eye, somebody had already uploaded a 2-step. And when they started 2-stepping to it, when we started 2-stepping to it, I knew it was over, y'all. It was over. It was over. And 2 years later, that rap battle still excites me just as much today as it did Battle Rap Week 2024. The rap beef that saved hip hop. And when I tell you, young, medium age, and old, we all dance and celebrate that the witch was and hip hop was saved. If I missed something, drop me a comment. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe before you leave. And no matter who you are, what side of the fence you on, whether you like hip-hop, love hip-hop like Drake, Kendrick, Cole, whoever it is, your favorite, there is no denying that Kendrick Lamar saved hip-hop in 2024, and that battle of 2024 will never be forgotten because this man rescued hip-hop because it was on life support. Y'all, hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for stopping back my house. Y'all, I want to thank you for tapping into Dr. PMP and trusting me to curate a safe space for the over 45 hip-hop fan. Do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button and tell a friend to tell a friend.